It's Atlanta's #1 hip-hop station, Hot 107.9 at home for the Ricky Smiley Morning Show. Of course, you know it's your folk, Be High. Radio shouting, man. Stepping in the building, I got my Carroll City partner in this thing, man. Gunplay.
Click,
what's good with it, my dog?
Click, click, boom. It's your boy Gunplay, the living legend 731.
Speaking of that living legend, man. New album, about to go crazy. Talk to me about it.
July 31st. You already know, man, it's going down July 31st, the end of the year. Shout out to all the cancers out there, you know what I'm saying? It's going down, man. You know what, I done stayed out of jail long enough.
Yeah.
You know, I done stayed out of trouble long enough. I done survived, I done arrived alive. You know, it's about to go down. Living legend. July 31st, baby.
Wuzhanindoe?
What's happening though? Shout out to YG.
Yes, sir.
On that west side, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to DJ Mustard, produced the track. And that's the single from my debut album, Living Legend 731, man. It's all about what's happening though.
I mean, that song is crazy as hell though, Gunplay. I mean, that's one of them things that when you hear it, you already know it's a smash. Yeah. How did that junk come about, man?
You know, shout out to Sycamore, man. You know, he was A&R on my project at the time.
Yeah.
And he A&R'd YG's project, and he's real cool with Mustard and that whole camp over there, 10 Summers and all that. And he presented the record and was like, man, how do you like this? And I'm like, shh, let me get that right there. You know what I'm saying? Let me get that. And you know what I mean? And I did my thizzle to it, you know, brought the South to the West and made them bow to the best. You know what I mean?
I can definitely dig that. I mean, that Be Like Me, though, with Rose.
Oh, yeah,
That's another banger on there, man. Tell me about that.
Maybach sound. That's that classic Maybach sound. You know, Ross, of course, has to have, you know, I make sure Ross got an input on all my projects, on everything I do. Yeah. And he presented that record to me, and I was like, come on now, you know, it's too easy, man. Let's do it. You know what I mean? And that's a banger right there. That's a smash, man. And the next single, man, called White Chick, you know what I'm saying? That's another smash. Man, we doing nothing but smashing, man. You know what I'm saying?
I know you just coming from a slick listening party in this thing, man. I mean, tell me about that session.
Shout out to everybody that came through the patchwork, you know what I'm saying, and supported and flicked it up with the boy and interviewed the boy, man. It was dope. You know, it was a real intimate setting where I could really look you in your eyes and let you feel my pain.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And I think I got my point across with that, man. So shout out to everybody that came through the patchwork and showed some love for the living legend, man. July 31st, man.
What made you haul off and name it Living Legend, though?
Because, you know, I've been through more than the average artist, more than the average street cat, more than the average human being.
That's right.
Before music, you know what I mean? And then when I got to the music, I had to endure more ups and downs. And that now I was on a world stage where they saw it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I still rose above, like, you know what I mean, like a rose out the concrete. That's, you know what I'm saying? And I still overcame all the odds. So I consider myself a living legend. And if you've been through similar ups and downs, or even worse ups and downs, and you overcame it, you are a living legend yourself. You know what I'm saying? So this album is for you. That's you know what I'm saying? Straight up.
What was it like crafting this album right here, man?
It was you know, just the time schedule was the only thing that had me you know, a little bit nervous, you know what I'm saying, because I like to take time with my music, but at the end of the day it all came out the way I wanted to. You know, it came out the way I expected it to. Shout out to Eddie Mix that mixed the whole album. Shout out to Sav, my manager, that behind the scenes making a lot of things happen, and Kiafa and the whole Def Jam staff, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
As one of the original Triple C's members, man, tell me about how that whole clique came about.
You know, I met Ross when I was 15 years old, you know what I mean, 14, 15. And we just had the same goals, the same dreams. And he was a little bit older than me. He always been a boss, and I just followed suit. And you know, years went by, and we picked up Torch, you know, from New York. And shout out to Torch. And then we picked up Young Breed. I brought Young Breed to the table, and he's been doing this thing. And then we came out with the album in 2009 called Custom Cars and Cycles. And that was just a platform for each one of us as solo artists and as a collective group, you know what I mean? And we just took off from there. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, you know, shout out to Young Breed, Torch, Rose. Shout out to the living legend Gunplay 731. It's going down in a major way, man.
What was it like building that brand from scratch, though, man? And how do you feel being at a position where you're at now to be dropping this album and the reception of it and everybody going crazy about it?
We came from nothing. It was it was word of mouth at the time. It wasn't no Instagram. It wasn't no Twitter.
Yeah.
I remember actually going to the post office. Ross sending me to the post office with multiple CDs and addresses and the money to pay for to ship them out. And we had to send off the CDs back then. You know what I mean? And now it's just a click of a button. So it's we're taking what we learned, what we came up. The grind, the struggle, what we learned, you know what I mean, and applying it to the new era, the new age, you know what I'm saying, with the Instagram and with the Twitter, and we still hitting them hard with it, you know what I'm saying. So, it's working out for the best, man.
Now, I mean, I know you done had a few near-death experiences.
Yeah.
And my question would be, is it because you had the Bible on the dash that you survived?
Yeah, I got to say it was. You know what I'm saying? And the voodoo that I do. You know what I'm saying?
I done seen the voodoo.
The goats I sacrificed. You know what I'm saying? The chickens and the hens and the pigeons and the doves. You know what I mean, man? My Orishas, Shango, Epai, Egun. You know what it is.
Tell me about those experiences right there, and how were you able to come back to the music after surviving those? I mean, truck getting shot up and all that crazy stuff, man.
Yeah, that was just one incident, you know what I mean? There's plenty more, but that's the one that I could really say, that won't get anybody in trouble, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just, we blessed, man. That's all I could say is just the hand of God, man, you know what I mean, that came down and shielded us from those bullets, and the hand of God that came down and took me out that jail cell and had the judge dismiss a life sentence, you know what I mean, with a prosecutor going for a life sentence. The state of Florida, I had to give him back that charge. I don't need that. You can have it. You know what I'm saying? Gave it right back. And I just had to change something within myself in order to move forward. You know what I'm saying? Because if you do what you always done, you get what you always got. So I got out and I changed my whole pattern. I changed my mentality. I changed my leech friends, you know what I'm saying, my rat friends, you know what I mean, my fake co-defendants, all that had to switch up, you know what I mean, in order to get to where I'm at now, you know what I mean, living legend July 31st, baby.
Exactly. Now, I mean, what was going through your mind when you were sitting over there facing that life sentence, though,
no rice, no shrimp, no champagne. Couldn't get none of that no more. No pretty girls, no mama, no son, no studio, no radio, no nothing, no Brute Bel Air champagne, no nothing, man, no iPhone, no nothing. I couldn't take it. And I promised God, I said, if you get me up out of here, I'm gonna leave Gunplay in the jail. I'm coming out Don Logan. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna leave Gunplay on the record, man. He let them go ham and go spaz out on the records. Not in real life no more. You know what I'm saying? I don't even raise my voice even. Man, I haven't raised my voice since I got out of jail, man. That's 2 years ago, man. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm just blessed beyond belief, and I'm just trying to stay sane and maintain in this game, man.
Yeah. Now, Gunplay, one thing that I do got to ask you, though, too, man. I mean, what made you keep one foot in the street and one foot in the rap game when you knew that the brand was taking off, that MMG was taking over the industry and all that good stuff? What made you go ahead and stay in the streets with it?
Because, I felt like I was just too street for the label. And I just felt like that'll just be a safety net for me. You know what I'm saying? Because, I'm not commercial. I'm not a commercial artist. You know what I'm saying? I never have, and I don't even know how to start being one. You know what I mean? So I just kept doing what I know best, man. You know what I'm saying? Taking what you got, selling this, selling that, and you know what I'm saying? A dummy here and a dummy brick there, and you know what I'm saying? It is what it is, but it caught up to me, you know what I'm saying? And I had to finally realize the blessings that was bestowed upon me, man, which is my talent, which is my label, you know what I'm saying, which is my family, Rick Ross, Black Bo, Free Black Bo, Free Black Bo, Free Black Bo. I'm going to go see him tomorrow, you know what I'm saying?
How's Ross doing, though, man?
He's Gucci, you know what I'm saying? We're not even dwelling on the case or anything like that, man. We looking forward to the album, to his new album, to my album. You know, Meek Mill's 2 #1 spots he's got for the last 2 weeks, and you know, he's gonna be exonerated for those alleged, they just try to bring a black man down all the time, man. You know, but that's not a thing like bada bing. We're gonna throw that in the trash, and you know what I mean. But I just had to take both feet and put them into the game, into the rap music, and really just go hard and run for the finish line, man.
How has it been making that transition? Because, you know, in this industry, it's a lot of politics involved and a lot of craziness to go along with that, man. Not to mention the beefs that y'all done encountered along the way.
It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. It didn't happen overnight. But if you whatever I put my mind to, you know what I mean? I don't know about anybody out there, but whatever I put my mind to, I could do. If I wanted to be a computer designer, graphic computer nerd, I could have been that if I really wanted to. Anything I want to do. So I had to focus. You got to focus. You got to put your horse blinders on. That's right. And run straight to the finish line, and don't let nobody stop you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I was always been my worst enemy. You know, I always stopped myself. I always made the poor decisions. It wasn't nobody saying, no, you can't do this, you can't do that. You know what I mean? It was me. And you know, after a while, once you realize the problem, you fix it, and then you move forward with a positive mind, and my work ethic is unmatched. You know what I'm saying? I'm a worker, and you know, I just put everything, all the BS aside, and just, you know, move forward, man, and focus.
I can dig that. Now, I mean, let's get back to some of this music. I mean, I mentioned earlier that Bible on the Dash, man. Tell me about some of the inspiration behind a lot of this music, because I noticed that with your stuff and your content, it's coming straight from the heart. And it's not the regular, okay, I got this, I got that, I'm doing this. It's like, this is what I done been through, and you can hear that come across in the music. What made you decide to take that route versus being commercial with it?
Because I've been poor longer than I have money.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying? So, you know, it kind of did something to me, man. And I'm a Cancer. I'm born July 18th. You know, Cancers like to reminisce a lot on the past. You know, shout out to all the Cancers out there. You know what I'm saying? So that's the type of person I am. I never forget anything. You know what I'm saying? And I hold it dear to hold it close to my heart. And I use that as the fuel for my fire. Some people use money. As you know, I'm getting money now. You know, everybody getting money now. Everybody rich and everybody, yeah. You never been through nothing, You know what I'm saying? But I've been through it. Exactly. You know, I got money, but I don't glorify it. I don't look down and say, look, I got money. You don't. You're nothing. I'm something. Nah, I'm still. Even if I'm rich, I'll still be touching the people. There's more people that's struggling and trying to get it than there is that's rich. So I want to cater to that crowd. I'm not gonna cater to the 1% that's rich already, and they, you know, okay, you rich, and then what? And whose lives are you changing? Who are you blessing? You know what I'm saying? You know, so that's where I stand on that, man. I
mean, how did the fam at home take the music when they see you putting on for the city like you doing, man, and keeping it real with it?
They seen me from when I was used to go into the after hours across the street from Miami-Dade Community College, when they used to chain the doors up. They let you in and chain the door back. And then I used to go in there and I say by myself, and I, you know, hey, you play this right here. Go to the DJ, you got to play this Rick Ross right here. And this Teflon Don right here. So they seen me putting on for, you know, representing my folk, man, and being behind Rick Ross from day one, before it was a MMG, before it was a Def Jam, before it was anything. I've been in there in the cracks and the crevices and in the trenches for real. So they see me, they like, you, man, I remember you from, you know, back in, you know, 1990 something. And you know, I always, you know what I'm saying, I followed you, and I'm proud of you, you know what I'm saying, because I never stop. I'm really in the streets for real, for real. Not the rap kind, not the I'm there for real. I'm in the nooks and the crannies where I ain't supposed to be at, and I'm there. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I built my empire, my gunplay fan base from there. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got their own lane that they built theirs from. I built mine from like underneath the carpet underneath the tile,
the mud,
the basement, the mud underneath.
Exactly.
That's where I'm coming from with it.
Yes,
you know
sir.
what I'm saying?
Yes,
So
sir. That's
why they respect me, and that's why I can, you know, I could walk anywhere in Miami. I never have a problem in Miami.
Yeah.
Never had one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Straight up. You know what I mean? You know, just a little whoop-de-whoops that I had to handle, and they got publicized, but
yeah,
it is what it is. You know what I mean?
I mean, how was you able to put out mixtapes, shoot videos, and be everywhere when you was on the run, man?
Because, you know, I had to, you know, figure out, okay, this is where I'm going to shoot this at. Where there's nobody at, this is where I'm going to go. Where there's nobody that's, you know what I mean? And at that time, they didn't know I was on the run. It wasn't publicized yet. I didn't turn myself in, so it wasn't on the news that I was, you know what I mean, you know, facing a life sentence or on the run for armed robbery charge. So nobody really knew. I just shut my mouth. I just kept quiet, and I just kept working and working. I went to acting school. You know what I mean? Up here at I think it's the Green Lounge,
the green room,
the green room,
the
green room.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm saying? I was at the green room, and I was taking acting classes there. You know what I'm saying? And I was doing my thing, man. I was just anything to keep my mind off of what I was facing when I go back home.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I dropped the mixtape out there, 601 and Snort at the time.
Yeah.
You know, just 601 in part, I just flipped it, and you know, 106 in part, I flipped it, 601 Snort some, you know what I mean? And you know, those were the days, but everything happens for a reason, you know what I'm saying? And it just shows my work ethic that, you know, even facing a life sentence, I could still, you know, work and so or if everybody that's out there that's blaming anybody else for you not being successful, you that's on you, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I did it, and I wasn't coming back home.
Exactly.
And I still did it, so there's no excuse. If you got 10 fingers, you got 10 toes, 2 hands, 2 legs, go get it, bro.
Exactly.
Don't beg nobody, man. Go do it, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I came up, man. You know what I mean?
Where do you get that work ethic from, and that belief and that confidence from, man? Because a lot of folks don't have that. Folks is out here waiting on somebody to give them a handout, period, point blank. And I tell folks all the time, like, hey, man, ain't nobody about to give you nothing but a hard time. Okay? Ain't nobody trying to help you do nothing. What was it that clicked in your head early on to make you say, you know what, I got to get this?
It's just me. It's just the way I am. You know what I'm saying? I've never been a slouch. You know what I mean? So that's why me and Ross clicked so good when I was young, because, you know, we'll be up 4, 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning, no sleep, and I'm like, what's the next?
Yeah.
What's next? And he's ready to go, and I'm ready to go, and it's, you know, and then you know, his work ethic kind of, you know, rubbed off on me, and mine's rubbed off on him, and it's just, you know, that's what built this. You know what I'm saying? You never stopping, and you know, the nooks and the crannies and all that, having to be there, and no sleep, no nothing. And if you have a dream, you better go get it, because ain't nobody gonna get it to you.
That's right.
Nobody know what your dream is. Oh, this is your dream. I'm gonna give it to you. How that go, Jack?
Hell no,
you know what I'm saying?
happen.
So, man, you know, I gotta go get it, man. So it's just in me, man. It's my pattern. It's the way I'm bred, man. It's the way I'm born with. I was born with it.
Yes, sir. I mean, coming up with MMG, man. I mean, what were some of the things that you learned along the way that you are able to apply to this new album that you're dropping right now?
You know, I learned to you know, perfect my craft. How to perfect my craft, and cook the crook. I dealt with it, man. My dog Cook. My dog Cook. That's a 3405 big block engine right there.
Boy, Cook done passed out in this thing.
Cook done passed out in this thing, man.
Really, bro.
Shout out my dog Cook the Crook, man. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I learned just you know, the major thing I learned is not to trust nobody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I learned not to trust nobody, and not everybody's your friend. And perfecting my craft is more. It helps more than anything else. You know what I mean? Than trying to be, you know, how they call it, the people that just do stuff for views and hype and stuff like that. Perfect your craft. People want to hear that more than you doing X, Y, and Z just to get publicity and stuff like that. And you know what I'm saying? So, you know, little tidbits that I've picked up along the way, man, was that right there, man. Yeah.
I saw where you said one of your partners, speaking of that trust, somebody turned state on you.
Yeah.
What was going through your mind when that happened? When somebody you done grew up with that you thought had your back the long way turned on you?
It questioned my faith in God. I said, God, it's impossible. How did you put that? Why did you put him next to me if you know he was gonna do that? If you God, and you know you can see the future, why would you do that to me? You know, it had me questioning my faith. It had me questioning my God for real. And you know, but that was because you know I'm the type of person that like if we in the trenches together, you know what I mean. There's a trust thing that I'll give to you. I trust you now. That's right. You know what I'm saying? Because we here in the dark when we handling business in the dark. You know what I'm saying? And some real gangster-ish. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not expecting you to bring it to the light and tell everybody and tell the police that. Yeah. This is you know this is what it is. And when they do that, you know me being a Cancer, you know it's hard for me to trust. You know what I'm saying? And when I finally do give you that, trust takes years to build and seconds to destroy. Hey. You know what I'm saying? So so after that, I'm done with that. I ain't gonna trust nothing. Especially a woman, you know what I'm saying? Especially a woman that bleeds, and you don't trust nothing that bleeds 7 days and don't die. You know what I'm saying? You're crazy, I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? So, you know. Speaking of the women, I mean, I know you got the ladies on deck. I mean, how you been maneuvering out here, man? I mean, are you married? Do you have a fiance? Yeah. The ladies, they want to know what Gunplay doing for. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm halfway married. You know, I went on a run with my girl, man. You know, she from the West Coast. You know, she actually sent her daughter back to the West Coast to go on a run with me. Yeah. You know, and you know, we've been together for 4 years, man. She's the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my life, and she's the one that's been on the boat with me fishing and stuff like that. Yeah, you know what I mean? You know, that's my heart right there, man. That's my heart and soul, and you know, I got a surprise in a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm a surprise in a little bit. You know, she can't hear me from way up here, but you know, I'm gonna put a ring on it. You know what I'm saying? That. I mean, how hard is it though to have a strong woman on your side in this industry when you out here in all these public places, and you know how these ladies can be sometimes? How are you maneuvering through that? You know, I got a few female friends that, you know, we've been down before it was a her. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, they keep it one thou wow with the boy, and they respect the game. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to them, and they know who they are. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. But at the same time, man, I love my woman, man. Shout out to Marie, you know what I'm saying? She and her, you know, her daddy, you know, been pimping a long time. Yeah. Her mama been through a lot too, you know what I'm saying? So she grew up, you know, she got a lot of brothers and they gangsters, and she's the only girl, so she matches my gangster. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to her, man, you know what I mean? Couple other songs I gotta ask you about, man. That Trickin' Off featuring that boy Gucci, man. Trickin' Off, that was dope. That was on the Triple C album. That's right. The Custom Cars and Cycles. You know, we reached out to Gucci, man, and you know, he always showed love to us, man. You know what I'm saying? He's still locked up or what? Yeah, Gucci, he in there, but they say he getting out real soon, though. He got to get out, man. I always salute that man, Gucci, man, because regardless, man, he always come through and show love, and he a real street dude, and we can relate to, you know what I'm saying? I relate to him, exactly. And I hope he come home soon, man. The second he come home, I want to do a record, just me and Gucci, man. I can dig. You know what I'm saying? Another feature, man, from that boy Walker, that Rolling, man. That Rolling, that was the first time I went on tour by myself. You know what I'm saying? Alone, you know what I'm saying? That record right there, it brought me to the forefront of people knowing who I am. You know what I'm saying? And the first time I went out the country to tour was with the song that I did with Waka Flocka, man. Shout out to Waka Flocka, man. You already know I salute you 100 times, big homie. Rolling, man, that was crazy, man. And you know, everybody, you know, from Wayne to Fab to Jay Z, everybody, you know, did they thing on the beat too. and that just showed, you know, that hey man, Gunplay, you might be all right out here, man.
That's
you know
right.
What I'm saying? That was my first foot in the industry. Still had one in the streets,
Yeah.
but you know, here we are.
I mean, another co-sign, man. I see one of the A-Town legends and greats, man, CeeLo Green. Said that he rocking with the Gunplay movement, man. I mean, what was that like when you heard that?
Oh man, it was crazy. I was going through my emails and seeing it. I was like, what is this? It was like CeeLo Green, shots out. I'm like, what? Clicked on it, and I'm like, you know, I was just listening to Goody Mob the other night when he was freestyling on that. Shout out to my my nigga.
Every time I get one of the Goody in here, I ask him about that goddamn Goody bag, because that's my job.
He killed it, man. He killed it.
God.
He stood out, you know, not to take anything away from the big homie Gip, man. Shout out to Gip out there, man. Zara, you already know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Cujo, man. T-Mo, man. Not to take nothing away, but he really shined on that album, man. You know what I'm saying? And for him to acknowledge little old junkie Jit over here, I was thrown back, man.
Yeah.
So what I did, I reached out to him and we did a record. We did a record together. It didn't make the album because it didn't fit the criteria of what was going on Living Legend.
Serious?
We got a record. It's called Animal Attraction.
Ooh.
It's crazy. It's for the ladies. You know what I'm saying? It's dope, man.
Yeah.
It's real dope. It's super, super dope.
I mean, how you gonna drop that though? I mean, you gonna put it on a mixtape? You gonna still release it, or you
I'm
gonna hold it?
I'm gonna still hold it because my second album, I want to show a little bit of growth.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, I'm gonna keep it street, but I'm gonna put that on my second album, man. It's called Animal Attraction, and it's super dope, man. It's super, super, super dope. It just didn't fit with what this album was going towards. You know what I mean? But shout out to CeeLo, man. Shout out to you, man. I salute you. I appreciate everything, man. You already know I'm a big fan, and it meant a lot to hear that, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, on another note, I mean, you said you was going over the seas, man, by yourself. I mean, what was that experience like, touring by yourself when you came up with the crew, with the MMG and all that stuff?
It was like I was a rookie. I had to learn, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I had no road manager at the time.
Yeah.
You know, I'm stepping to the promoter. Let me get my money. And they try to short me, and I had to boot up a few times.
No, we already seen what you did to your account, so I don't even want to know what you did to the promoter.
So you gotta look them in the eye a few times. And, hey,
exactly.
You know, do the right thing. But it was just dope. It was a learning experience, and at the time I didn't really know about. Well, I knew about it, but I didn't care about putting money back into your record. So I was out there effing off, effing off big time.
Yeah.
And I ain't never had nothing by myself before. You know what I'm saying? I was a hype man for Rick Ross, and I would wait for my check at the end of the month. You know what I'm saying? Give me a nice little, a couple banders, and but now I'm getting it's coming in an influx. In abundance. And
I mean, how do you feel being on the forefront and that cash coming in the correct way now?
Now I'm scared to spend money.
Oh man!
Before I couldn't hold 10,000. I couldn't hold it for 2 days, 3 days. It's impossible.
Yeah.
Burn a hole in my pocket.
Ooh.
Now you give me $100. Now I got boy 20 left next month.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I still got but I still got like 30. You know what I'm saying? Left. Like I'm scared to spend money now because my bills are so much. Yeah. And it's so much things that just pop up on you that. And it's not just a couple hundred, it's a couple thousand. So if I do get, a nice little 50 clip over, a month period of time or a couple weeks period of time, I hold it down. I take care of make sure my mom's straight. I make sure, my child support, it's $1,500 a month. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just on that alone. So I got to make sure my son's straight and just a lot of things, you know what I mean, that I got going on. And a lot of investments I'm putting in, you know what I mean, streetwise, and you know what I mean, just to make sure I'm always stay afloat. And I don't spend my money, man. I don't do it no more. I'm tired of that.
I definitely did that. Now, I mean, another question I got to ask you about that situation at the BET Awards, man. You and 50. How was that when you just said, you know what, I'm about to go ahead and go off on this thing?
But I'm a loyal dude, man. You know what I'm saying? I never had a problem with 50. My big homie got a problem with 50.
Yeah.
So if my big homie got a problem, I got a problem too.
Yeah.
That's just how I go. I'm just loyal like that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I just, you know, took advantage of the situation. I didn't care that I was gonna get jumped.
Yeah.
I didn't care. I don't care. As long as I got off and I do what I do, that's just me.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So I handle my BI, and that's what it was. And I turned myself in 6 days later because I was on a run then.
Yeah.
And you can look at the mugshot. Ain't a scratch on my face. Ain't nothing broke. But I don't got no problem with 50 right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, it's done. It's over with. You know what I mean? And I did what I did. He did what he did. If we do see each other, I'm not gonna spaz.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna walk the other way.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? I'm not gonna spaz. You know what I mean? And that's what it is.
I mean, that just sounds like some grown man stuff to me right there.
Yeah, man. I'm on the bigger and better things. Man.
Exactly.
You know
I mean, especially with albums dropping and all this stuff now.
Yeah.
I mean, July.
Still on probation.
Yeah.
I can't afford to go to jail. I can't afford it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna back down from nothing, but I'm not looking for nothing no more.
Exactly.
I did what I did, and that's it. It's over with. Let's move on. Living legend, July 31st.
How do you feel with the story that you have to tell, man, and going through all the stuff that you done been through? Partners turning state, being on the run for years at a time, rap beefs and all that stuff, to finally be at a point where you're about to drop this album.
It makes me feel accomplished. You know, it's been a goal of mine since I was a kid.
Yeah.
And at this point, you know, I'm not even worried about album sales or nothing like that. Like, you know, I don't care if I sell 1 or 1 million. It doesn't matter to me. I accomplished a goal, a lifetime goal. Not many people can say that. Not many people can say, this is what I want to do. And, you know, and actually go through the process of doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They want somebody to give it to them. They're not going to be up for nights, you know, and not getting paid in the meantime to get to where they got to go.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel accomplished, you know what I mean, dropping this album. And that just goes to, you know, for anybody out there that's listening that thinks that, you know what I mean, it is hard work, but if you obsessed with what you do, you're gonna be the best at what you do. And I was obsessed with writing, with coming up with I pride myself on lyrics. I pride myself on not being redundant every time you hear my voice. I pride myself on different flows, on writing patterns, and I just love what I do. And it didn't pay me for years. And until, you know, the time that it did, you know what I mean, here we are.
Exactly. Lastly, I mean, what advice do you got for young males that can identify with your story directly? What do you tell them to get up out of their situation and make a better life for them and their family?
Like I said, you know, be obsessed with what you do. Perfect your craft. You know what I mean? Don't listen to nobody saying that you're not gonna make it. Don't listen to nobody saying you got to do this and you got to do that. Do what you do. Create your own lane. I did. I don't sound like nobody else. I don't have the same flow as a Future, as a Drake, as a Migos, as a Meek Mills, as a X, Y, and Z. I don't have none of that flow. I can stand out when you hear me on a record. And this has been, you know, over the years of perfecting, figuring out who I am. Figure out who you are. You know what I'm saying? Show me your friends, and I'm going to tell you who you are. If you're hanging around with leeches, you're going to be a leech too. If you're hanging around with time wasters, you're going to waste time too. You understand what I'm saying? So be your own man. You born alone, you're going to die alone. They ain't coming with you. They might not even come to your funeral. You go to jail, they ain't going to give you no commissary. They ain't going to give your mama a loaf of bread on Christmas. You understand what I'm saying? So you know that and understand that and accept that and do you. You know what I'm saying? Don't, and stop wearing dresses. And stop wearing lipstick. And stop painting your nails. Be a man. Shucks.
On another note, out of the pain and all that stuff, tell me some of the best times you done seen in this game, Gunplay. Because I know you done balled out a couple nights, man.
Man, it had to be on the road with with Rose and Beyonce and Jay Z. That was our first international tour, and this is before anybody even knew Jay Z was with Beyonce.
Yeah.
And they was chilling, and we was all just kicking it, and it wasn't about balling right then. It was just about, like, I come from Carroll City.
Yeah.
I've been hustling on 191 on the front. God bless the dead with my partner Peanut, and I'm here in Ireland with red hair and green-eyed, pale-skinned girls looking real good. You know what I'm saying? Like, and there goes Jay Z on stage, and there go Beyonce right behind us with no security, chilling. Ross like, yo, don't look back, but there go B. I was like, where? Oh, I had to say what's up. You know what I'm saying? And just chilling, and that was really what. That was fun to me. That was epic to me.
Yeah.
Backstage, Jay eating his dinner, and he's like, Ross like, spit for him.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you go, Torch, because Torch was with me.
Yeah.
Triple C's, I was like, yo, Torch, you go first.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Man, this is Jay Z, man, right here, man. And he, we spit our little raps.
Yeah.
And he was like, man, sound hungry. Hungry. And I was like, oh shit, hold up. You know what I'm saying? And then I hearing Wale say that, that Jay Z, listens to me and knows I'm alive. That's crazy, because that's my favorite artist, from Reasonable Doubt.
Oh man.
And just from where he came from and where he's at now is, you know what I mean? Just the stuff like that, and meeting Pimp C for the first time, it was real brief, but you know what I mean? God bless the dead. And yeah, man, money's not my motivation all the time. I want to ball out. I done did that. I did that, and it don't feel good.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you're like, all right, tomorrow's another day.
Yeah.
And then you don't spend all that yesterday.
Hey.
What you gonna do, man?
Hey.
Man. You know what I'm saying? But that's not my thing. My thing is reaching goals and mile markers, and short-term goals, reaching those to get to the long-term goal, which is living legend.
That's right.
This is I did a lot of short-term goals to reach this long-term goal, living legend, July 31st. So that feels like a balling to me.
Hey, man.
You know what I mean?
Hey, you couldn't have put it no better, boss.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you coming through this thing, my dog.
Man. Thanks for having me, my
Wish you nothing but the best and nothing but the best and much success.
For sure,
Be
man.
High Radio, shout it, man. It's Hot 107 now. Let's go.
Let's go.